Hey everyone! If you are practicing in real time, then Happy New Year! This is our first class of 2026, and I just wanted to make this first class relatively short in the style of everyday practice. This is a style of class that kind of doesn't really work to a specific peak pose, but we just move in a way that feels good in lots of different directions. And this one is quite playful and creative at points. And even if you're not practicing this at the beginning of the year, there might be a habit or a practice that you're really wanting to develop. And I wanted to share a little bit of wisdom from yoga philosophy that will help you with that. So this passage is from the Yoga Sutras, and I forgot my book, but I've got my phone. And it says that practice becomes firmly grounded when well attended to for a long time, without break, and in all earnestness. So those are the three things that if you're really wanting to master your habit, master your practice, you need. So you need to do it for a long period of time without stopping, and you need to be there. You need to be present. You can't just be there physically. You have to be there mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And it is with those three things where you're really going to see your practice flourish. So keep that in mind, whether that's your yoga practice or something else that you're wanting to do. So let's get started in a child's pose. Bring your toes towards each other, sink your hips to the heels and reach your arms forward. See if you can bring them a centimetre more forward or an inch if you are from the States. Can you feel your shoulder blades widen here? So pull them towards the edges of the mat. Feel all the length being created down the side of the arms, down the spine, right into the hips. So let's really ground here into our practice with a breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Take 2 more breaths like this, trying to breathe a little deeper each breath, breathing into the ribs, breathing into the belly and the upper chest. It is the breath that turns our practice from not just stretching or dancing or moving. It turns it into yoga. This practice of intention and attention, bringing awareness to the flow of the breath and how we use it to move in our bodies. Keep your legs where they are, but walk your hands over to the right. For this one, keep your hands wide, about shoulder width distance for the moment. Can you feel your left hip pull back a little more? So you're trying to find more length through the left side body. And then pull the elbows on the ground. Press your palms together. And then draw the thumbs behind your neck. So you're still in the side bend. You might need to walk your elbows a little closer towards your head. Breathe in, lengthen the hands out. Exhale, pull the thumbs back. Go 3 more. Walk the hands back through center and then swap to the other side. So start with the hands wide for the moment. Feel your right hip pull back for this one. Feel the right ribs lift up and away from your right hip. From here, ground the elbows down. Remember, you might walk them in a little closer to the sides of the heads. Press your palms together and then draw the thumbs behind your head. So we're getting into the triceps. Inhale, open up. Exhale, take them behind. Let's go 3 more. Walk your hands back through center. Shuffle them back slightly. Lift your hips up enough so that you can tuck onto your toes. And then sink your hips back to your heels. Lift your knees towards your armpits. And you might stay more kind of in like a crouching child's pose position. Or you could walk your hands back even more, that kind of in a squat. Maybe the heels come down, maybe they don't. You can play with kind of where the stretch is. If you want it to be in the back of the ankles, maybe into the calves, you might try sink your heels down. If you wanted this to be more in your toes, you might lift your heels off and try pull yourself forward. 1 more breath. Walk your hands out into a plank, breathe in. As you exhale, cobra, lower your hips down to the ground, untuck your toes. Okay, you can be a little closer to the ground. Okay, you can keep the height, but just make sure that you're squeezing your glutes and you're rolling your shoulders back. Okay, so you should feel pretty comfortable in whatever position that you choose. Tuck your toes again, breathe in, lift your hips up, walk your hands back. And then as you exhale, coming back into that position that you wanted to be in. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the hips, cobra, untuck the toes. Inhale, tuck the toes again, walk yourself back. Exhale, sink back. Let's go 1 more. Drop the knees to the ground. Untuck your toes so you've got them pointed. Lean yourself back a little bit. Feeling a stretch through the front of the ankles. Might not be able to lift the knees very high, and that's totally okay. Just do what you can. 1 more breath. Walk your hands forward. Tuck onto your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here, maybe pedaling out the feet, moving your hips side to side. Every time that we land on our mat and move our body, we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to feel different sensations. You know, what we did the day before that, or even before you did this video, is all going to impact your physicality and your mentality to a certain extent. And so we want to be attentive to what we experience. Find a moment of stillness where you soften your heels towards the ground. You try push your hips up and back as much as you can. Really use your hands pressing down on the mat here to help with that. From here, walk your hands over to the right. So where your right hand is, you're going to bring your left hand, and then the right hand's going to come off the mat. Okay, a little bit of a side bend here. Use your next breath in, sweep your left toes high, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. And you're thinking about, not literally, but you're trying to think about pulling your left toes towards your right hand. It's not going to happen, but that's the direction that you want to aim in. Try pull the left shoulder down slightly. Can you lift the left knee a little higher? 1 more breath. Use your next breath in, roll forward, left foot steps to the center of the mat at the top, Scandasana. Bend your left knee, your left toes are going to turn to your top corner, hips towards your left heel. Right toes turn high. You can totally be standing more upright. Your left heel might be off the ground. That is totally okay. Stay low as you shift to the back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bending the right knee. Left leg lengthens. Breathe in, shift to the left. Breathe out to hold. Breathe in, shift to the right. Breathe out to hold. Breathe in, shift to the left. Breathe out, hold. This time, star pose. Breathe in, both legs lengthen. As you exhale, lift your arms up. We're going to set up for goddess pose. So you might walk your feet in slightly, toes out, breathe in, start to bend to the knees. Exhale, cactus out the elbows. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to bend. 2 more. Tuck your ribs, tuck your tail. Hold in your goddess. Lift your arms back up, breathe in. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Press your palms together, breathe in. As you exhale, thumbs tap the back of the neck. 3 more, inhale. Lengthen the arms. Exhale, tap. 2 more in your own breath. Keep pushing that left knee behind you. Make sure it's not collapsing forward. Breathe in, lengthen the legs, turn the toes to the side of the mat. As you exhale, hands come behind, interlace your fingertips. Breathe in, pull your knuckles down, lift the chest. As you exhale, turn to the right thigh, lean over. Try pull your knuckles above your head. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, turn to the left leg this time. Inhale, final time here. As you exhale, fold forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. You can keep the hands interlaced, or at any point you can drop them down to the ground. I would recommend bending the knees here. It might be a micro bend if you're feeling a little more open, or maybe there's a big bend, and that's just going to help you get your crown of the head closer to the ground. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders, breathe in, lift halfway. As you exhale, walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Slide your right knee in. So you're sitting down on your right heel. Left foot is still on the ground. We're going to twist to the left. Breathe in, lift tall, right hand lifts. As you exhale, right elbow comes around the outside of the left knee. If there's any other variation or twist you'd like to take here, feel free to do that. At any point, if sitting on the right heel doesn't feel comfortable, you could pull both of your hips down on the ground. Keep the legs where they are, but turn forward, breathe in, both arms lift up. As you exhale, pull your chest on the inside of the left thigh. Try reach your hands to the side. You can stay here, or maybe you find an arm bind, taking the left hand back towards the left hip, right hand back, maybe holding onto the left fingertips. This is a variation of Marichyasana A. Breathing in, breathing out. Pull the left shoulder back on the left shin. Release the fingertips, bring them forward, standing splits. Breathe in, right toes sweep high. Breathe out to hold, and this is where you might stay, but if you did feel like a little bit more of a challenge, you can bend the right knee, maybe the left hand holds onto the right foot, and then you'll try kick your right toes up to the sky. This is quite challenging, so totally don't need to do this if you don't want to. 1 more breath. Long step back with the right toes. Bend the right knee. Breathe in, Anjaneyasana. Lift both arms above the head. Exhale, open the chest. Plant the hands down, inhale. Tuck your back toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, sink your hips to your heels, breathe in. As you exhale, you might walk your hands back a little bit. Again, maybe coming into your toe stretch or your heel stretch. Inhale, walk your hands forward. As you exhale, lower the knees, lower the hips, untuck the toes, cobra. Tuck your toes again, breathe in. This time, go straight back to downward facing dog. Breathe out. Take 2 breaths at the back. we're going to try that on the other side. Walk your hands over to the left. So right hand was where the left hand was. Left hand is out a little bit further. From here, right toes sweep high, three-legged dog. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend the knee, open the hip. Again, you're trying to imagine that right foot trying to touch the left hand. But more of a side bend through the body here. So you might feel a bit more length through the right arm, shoulder, oblique. Use your next breath in, roll forward, right foot steps towards the middle of the mat at the front. As you exhale, Scandasana, hips towards the right heel. Left toes turn high, maybe hands down or maybe hands at chest. Try drive that right knee out with your elbow. Stay low as you transfer to the back. Breathe in, breathe out. Go to the front. And the back. Connection with breath. One more time. This time, star pose. Breathe in, lift up. Maybe walk the feet in a little bit more. Exhale to hold. Toes are out. Breathe in. Start to bend the knees, goddess. Exhale, pull the elbows wide. Cactus the arms. Inhale, lengthen the leg, try squeeze the inner thighs together, arms up. Exhale, bend. 3 more. Hold at the bottom. Breathe in, lift both arms up. As you exhale, side bend to the left. Press the palms together, breathe in. As you exhale, tap the thumbs behind the neck. 3 more times, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, lengthen the legs, turn the toes to the side of the mat. Exhale, interlace the fingertips, pull the knuckles down. Inhale, puff up through the chest. As you exhale, turn to your left thigh, fold over. Doesn't have to be much. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out to the back. Sorry, to the right. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out down the middle. Holding here a couple of breaths. Things might feel a little challenging now, but the more you practice, the more consistent you are with moving your body, connecting with the breath, the easier it's going to feel every single time. Hands under shoulders, inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, turn the right toes forward, walk your hands around, slide your left knee in. So you're sitting down on your left heel, but the right foot is still planted. Lift the left hand high, inhale. As you exhale, twist left elbow over the right thigh. Inhale, lift a little taller. Exhale, try push that left arm into the leg, rotate the chest around. Turn back to the front, inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, lean forward on the inside of the leg, sweep the hands around, maybe there's a bind. Release the hands out in front, come to your fingertips, breathe in, shift into your right foot, left toes sweep high, standing splits. Exhale to hold. Again, you could stay here if you wanted the challenge. Try bend the left knee. Right hand comes around the left foot. Try pull the left toes up to the sky. Release the left foot, take a long step back with it. Left knee comes down, Scandasana, both arms rise. Hands come down, frame out your front foot, tuck your back toes, breathe in. As you exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, walk your hands back as much or as little as you want. Exhale to hold. Walk your hands forward, plank pose. Breathe out, cobra pose. This time, keep your knees grounded, shift your hips back, child's pose. 2 breaths here. Walk your hands back. Couple of options for our final pose. You can stay sitting down on your heels in Virasana, thunderbolt pose, or you can find Virasana, hero's pose, which is with your feet a little wider. Okay, at any point if you notice your knees, your ankles, your hips not feeling happy, come back out or find another seated position. You're not going to be here for too long. Close down your eyes. You can also sit up onto a block or a pillow if you had that close by. Hands down the legs. Come back to your breath. And maybe you would like to visualize a practice, a habit, something that you'd like to cement into your life. Whether that's for this year in 2026 or whenever you're watching this. And just remember those 3 qualities that the practice must be attended to for a long time, without break, and in all earnestness. And maybe you would like to visualize you doing that as we sit here for the final few moments of our practice together. Take a slow, deep belly breath. Breathing in through the nose, and then maybe there's a sigh out through the mouth. And then when you're ready, just opening your eyes. Maybe bring your hands through heart, acknowledging this intention as we set out into the rest of our year. Thank you, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed this practice, and yeah, let's get ready for a good year. I have a good feeling about this. If you are curious about exploring chakras, I know this is like segueing a little bit, but for the rest of January and for most of February, we're going to be releasing a chakra series. It's going to take 7 weeks because we have 7 chakras. These are energy centers in our body, and we're going to dissect them a little bit more. We're going to do 2 flows per week per chakra, and I think this is a really cool way to start the year to notice the different parts of ourselves, both physically, energetically, because I think the chakras hold a lot of wisdom, a lot of different energies. So if you're curious, check that out on YouTube over this time. I'll see you on the mat sometime soon. Thank you so much.